Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower. Modern Grower is your source for time and labor-saving farm tools, such as the Paper Pot Transplanter, Quick Click Seeder, and the Jang Direct Seeder. Turn laborsome tasks into free time with tools by Modern Grower.
Switch into a couple technique things because I think you think things through, research stuff. You go to 36-inch wide bed. The 30-inch bed, obviously the arbitrary standard that a lot of people use. The advantages of it is a lot of stuff is made to that size.
Right.
Was the idea that if I go to 36, that means less pathways total on the plot, more beds?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see any trade-offs to adding that extra 6 inches? Are you losing anything?
Well, I thought of all of that equipment, that people say are standardized. I think of my nets, my shade cloth, my hoops, tools, things like that. I feel like there's enough wiggle room with all of that where, like, if I go to 36, I'm still going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like I can push the hoop a little further. I can spread the cloth a little wider. So I didn't want to push it much past there because I don't want to buy all new stuff, but I felt like it was like still within, where I could use most of the things that I already have. And I'm not like a real diehard on like keeping all my beds like perfectly 30 inches. Like I know at my prior farm, some ended up 24 inches and one probably was 40 inches. And I don't care. Like I don't, I am into the numbers and all that, but I never sat down and like every single crop, this much profit and all of that. Like I didn't get that deep into it. It was like I kind of had to pick and choose if you're just one person doing everything.
Right.
I wasn't being so like hard, sharp on everything. So 36 to me felt like I'm going to push these beds a little wider. I'm still going to be able to use my stuff. I'll be able to fit in more bed space because it'll be fewer paths, like you said. I'm going to keep my pathways at 12 inches. And I figure, so I'm doing a deep compost, deep mulch system with leaf mulch.
Right. And that's something I wanted to ask you about. What was the shift? Why
Yeah.
did you choose that?
Yeah. I love this idea of like just put it on top of the ground and just start growing. There's just something in that for me that's just like, we're almost bypassing the soil in a way. That could be, there can be pros and cons to that, obviously, but I just love the idea of this like clean bed where, I know what's on the bed and just following Ben Hartman for all these years and really asking him like, does this really work for you? Like, this is really working. And he's very confident about this. And I love the clean lines. That's something else I love about like just running a really clean line farm. So you put that compost down, you create your beds and you just got these clean lines. I also felt like, okay, well, if I create 12-inch beds and 12-inch pathways and 36-inch beds, and I do that for a season, if I don't like it, well, reshape the beds. It's just, it's leaf mulch. You can kind of reshape it, create a different size bed. Like, I don't know.
How were you managing before? Just normal style raised beds?
I was trying kind of a mix of raised beds with compost on top of them. So sort of like a deep mulch system, but I wasn't ever getting to that like 5-6 inches of mulch. I was doing like 2 to 3. But what I found is that the compost that I was purchasing, I don't think it was the right type of compost for this deep mulch system. And that's a larger topic. What compost are you getting? What type of compost are you getting? And will that work for deep mulch? So I was sometimes incorporating the compost into the soil. Sometimes I was leaving it more on the top. It kind of depended on what the crop was. But with the leaf mulch breaking down, I expect it's a much finer product. It doesn't have all these little woods and sticks and things in it. And I'm expecting it to do better. but it is an
Isn't this-
experiment.
Is this
Mhm.
all purely a lean just in that direction from a curiosity standpoint, or do you think you're going to get some sort of savings out of it labor-wise or else?
I think it's mainly just the lean, clean idea, except I think the saving will be labor and some costs with, like, fewer fertilizers, amendments, things like that, based on what Ben is teaching. So it could save, in buying fewer things to add to the soil, but I really think it's an experiment, you know?
Hello, growers. Looking for a simple way to supercharge your diet with powerful nutrients? Meet broccoli microgreens. These tiny sprouts pack 10 to 100 times more nutrition than mature broccoli, making them a true superfood. With their mild flavor, broccoli microgreens can be added to any meal or smoothie, giving you a tasty health boost. They're easy to grow, ready in just 7 to 9 days, and thrive in various environments. Rich in sulforaphane, calcium, vitamin C, vitamin A, iron. They protect your cells and fight inflammation. Perfect for boosting your health goals or as a market crop. Start growing them today and experience the benefits. Get 100% organic, pathogen tested and pathogen free broccoli microgreen seeds at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.